Hey guys, Frontwoods Farmer, welcome back to the channel. Just letting you guys know what's going on today on the farm. So, ain't done a video for a while. I'm just fixing up this old, I think it's a, looking at probably some sort of all-over plow. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll chop down like a 4 or 5 bottom to a 2 or 3 bottom. And that's kind of what I bought here. And I'm just kind of fixing it up. But I think it would go good on the 560. It's going to really push it further back than most plows. I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm going to let you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Again, this is just meant to be a, zoom out a little bit, short video today. It's more of an update and hello friends, you know, ain't seen you for a while deal. So I bought this plow at a sale and I paid up pretty decent for it because it didn't have this front piece on it. It didn't have anything else on it. Was just like a cutoff. But the shears and the mold boards, so like these are your shears, these are your mold boards, these are your frogs, and these are your trash covers. All that was there and in like brand new shape. The coulters were there and they weren't in too bad a shape there. And I was like, wow. So I think I paid 150, maybe less. So I paid too much. But I got that piece of all thread over there on the vise. I'm gonna put a spreader in here, put this square stock and a support coming here. I may even put something at an angle and then connecting it all so it's you know, stronger than you really need. But and I'll show you why I save stuff. Walk back over here. Everything's a mess right now. Again, if you're used to the channel, this is the worst time of the year in the spring because winter's just stopped and it's just been mayhem. We got a lot of cleaning to do. I started on these tires the other day. I didn't get to finish them. I want to finish them. I want to have this all organized and off the ground. It's easy to weed whack, easy to see what you have. So let's just step back here real quick. Yeah, so I got these. I think I paid scrap price, like probably $15 to $25 a piece. And what these are, there's an equipment salesman. I bought them from a personal, I don't know what you would say. It was a grandson of a reverend that was one of the biggest woods East Coast dealers here on the East Coast. I bought some tail wheels and some other parts off them. I didn't get that potato digger off them. And the potato digger is pretty neat because, you know, it's old, 1800s or what have you. But this digger here, you want to look at the wear parts in between the gearing, everything. There's a tree going through it I had to burn out. This thing, back then, they didn't afford for things to just sit. And I think this just got brought brand new, used a handful of times and just sat because everything's, it's funny to say because there's rot on a sheet metal and whatnot, but believe it or not, the wear parts are like brand new on his potato digger. So we're going to fab up a hitch for that because those were horse drawn. That time era, 1890s, 1900, Cormac eras are hard to find. But anyway, that's why I save stuff like this. It does ugly up the place. But that's something that you could put along the fence line and never really notice until you need it. So figure I'll save it. Scrap metal's up right now, so they're worth more. So what I did is I took one of those off. I don't know if those came from the Reverend or actually that might have, no, that one's still on there. I was going to say either that or broken brush hogs, you can salvage parts. It's early morning. I'm waiting for a guy got here. I sold a set of dulls to. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I'll show you what it's like when it's done. If you guys didn't subscribe already to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And then there's a bell notification next to it. You'll get all my new videos. So if you like homesteading and farming and metal fabrication work and quads and, you know, just stuff like that, it's all farm related. We got horse, chickens, all kind of things around here, and we do gardening. So yeah, hit the subscribe button down below. But let me get back to work, give you guys an update whenever I get finished here, or as far as long as I got. And then yeah, just keep out for new videos. We'll start producing them here soon. Thanks. And this is kind of why I like stick welding. You can clean all these corners up, give it a tack, clean it all with a little wire brush. You don't really have to put excuse me, well, you really don't have to put all the time into prep work because it's just farm equipment. It all holds. I mean, just overkill it. And I enjoy that a lot because it's not working with new metal, so it takes some skill. but also you could kind of cheat here and there versus hours and hours of prep work, which it's really not fun. It's fun to just get to the welding. I'm just going to use that old tombstone coffin box, whatever you want to call it, Lincoln AC. We have an ESOP 252 CI that I use. I don't feel like digging it out. DC positive really isn't necessary on this. We're going to use probably 7014 Buller Fox welding rod, 1/8 inch. 1/8 inch should do, 3/32. See what I have. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the welding, I'm gonna tack that all up, and then I'm gonna clean the rest of that, make sure everything's square. I just weld my ground. Okay, so I'm not a certified welder, so my rod angles, might not be where you're supposed to have them. But I'll give you a few tips that I've learned along the way, and everything I do weld does hold. So this is a lot thinner. This is about as thick as this welding rod, maybe a little thicker. And this is obviously like a 5/8 inch thick, to 3/4 inch or more, maybe 1 inch. So you're gonna wanna blend from here into what you're welding. You're not gonna wanna go the opposite. It's not gonna work. You're gonna burn this out before you burn this out. So anytime you have something, 14 times thicker than what you're welding, just focus more on here. And then you could always go over both of them with a cover pass. So I got 3/32. I'm setting at about 90 amps, a little bit light. When I do my cover pass, I'm gonna go probably 105, 110 amp. Do a nice cover pass so it looks good and everything blends well together. Do my verticals. I might even flip this around and do overhead. I'm not real well at that. Normally I just turn the amperage down and I go quicker, but I don't like doing that because it's a weaker weld. So I'm gonna get started doing this. And even set where I set my welder, still burnt through at the end a little bit there. I go, here's the thick welding, clear out all that slag so you don't get all those gas deposits. So that's gonna be your ugliest welds here. And like I said, we'll go over them. Now I should have went to the other side, but for demonstration purposes I didn't. As it's progressively getting better, it'll get better and better as you do your cover passes. All right, so basically I made this piece here, this support, and originally I was going to put a hole in this and have this in this pinhole, but if you have a smaller style drawbar and 3-point hitch system, you could have a variable position here. So that's why we did that. Let me zoom out a little bit. And yeah, so this is kind of what the welds look like. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. And now what I'm going to do is get the machine in here, flip this on its back end. I'm not going to overhead weld underneath. I'd like it to be as strong as possible. So I'm going to flip this over and weld that, and I'll show you whenever we're all said and done, we'll bring it out in the light. We got it all turned over now. Needs one bolt here replaced for that mold board support. The underside's like, that's what I mean. It's really good shape. Definitely worth putting the money into. So we'll tack everything we can up and weld it all up, and show you as soon as we get it outside. All right, so this is everything done. Set up and how it would look on the back of your tractor. Just like that. Came out okay. Didn't do bad. And then over here, what I'm doing, just trying to clean up and organize before all these bees and summertime hit. Get this hillside nice and cleaned up. So put everything on pallets, makes it easy. Know what I got. So hey, thanks for watching. Again, hit the subscribe button.